All right, we got some serious news running around here in Los Angeles. It turns out that there is a murderer on the loose.
A string of peacock killings has left one community stunned. Over the past 2 years, at least 50 of them have been killed in Rolling Hills Estates.
Who is killing peacocks? Who the hell? One of the most beautiful birds in the world. Yes, it might be a little ornery. But who's out to kill peacocks? What kind of deranged lunatic is out there killing peacocks?
Don't get screwed!
If the person or people behind this are caught, they could be spending a long time behind bars. NBC4's Gordon Tokomatsu is live with the latest on this mystery. Gordon.
Well, Kathy, these are the famous plume feathers that peacocks display when they are mating. And as it turns out, it is mating season right now. So streets like this one, Buckskin Lane, are really loud and boisterous, and that may be part of the reason why some residents here have taken the law into their own hands. If you're like Eunice Berman, you appreciate the gorgeously decorated birds.
How old do you think Eunice Berman is?
If you're like Eunice Berman...
Her name is Eunice.
Which?
If you're like Eunice Berman...
Do they say her age in this story?
No, they don't.
But do you have a good idea of how old she is?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say Eunice Berman is probably 85. Is that close?
You're close to it.
Yeah. Eunice Berman.
Eunice Berman, you appreciate the gorgeous...
I did find a Eunice Berman online, and she unfortunately passed away April of last year.
Oh, this is not her. Then.
But she died in North Hollywood at 106.
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea of how old a Eunice would be.
Eunice was Carol Burnett's character on Mama's Family. Eunice.
Like Eunice Berman, you appreciate the gorgeously decorated birds. Peacocks have been a part of this community for as long as most older residents can remember.
I think they're beautiful, and I have no problem with them.
Her lawn, her roof, and the surrounding tall trees have played host to dozens of peacocks over the years. They've been here for about a century, screeching and cooing and everything else that large...
That's pretty cool.
They've been here for about a century, screeching and cooing and...
There he goes.
And everything else that large birds tend to do.
I knew they were here before I moved in here.
But not everybody in Rolling Hills Estates is pleased to...
Jeez, they had a heart attack. Maybe they're having heart attacks. Maybe no one's killing them. They're just... There he goes.
But not everybody in Rolling Hills Estates is pleased to see them or hear them. In fact, a recent survey found homeowners in this upscale equestrian community evenly...
9 of them died during this actual report.
Found homeowners in this upscale equestrian community.
They can just get video of one just keeling over right in the middle of the street.
But they're not very heavy birds. But it sounds like they're about 250 pounds when they die. Listen to some of them when they die.
In fact, a recent survey found homeowners in this upscale equestrian community evenly split on the plumed creatures. 50% said let them stay. The other half
when they die, they
got to go.
Yeah,
they bloated.
They got to go.
Got to go.
Some people don't like them because of the damage they cause to the roofs, to vehicles. They packet vehicles.
And now, LA's Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals has a series of peacock killings to solve.
We do have some good leads. We have some...
Yeah, probably the neighbors are doing it. The neighbors, 50% of the neighbors hate them. So I'd look towards that crew first.
People of interest.
Lieutenant Cesar Perea showed us the thick file on his animal cruelty investigation culled over the last 2 years. Someone here has killed more than 50 birds in that time, shot them to death with pellet guns, arrows, sometimes poison, too.
Yeah, they just, maybe they hate these birds. You know what have these birds done? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what these birds have done?
He's got AIDS.
Nah, the birds don't have AIDS. They don't have, what would bird AIDS be called?
Can you tell me?
What do they call the bird flu?
Avian flu, yeah.
So it'd be avian AIDS. Avian AIDS.
He's got AIDS.
No, he doesn't. It's just birds. It's, just dying. People are killing these birds.
There could be an enhancement if there's a weapon used, correct?
And that weapon could include a pellet gun.
Correct.
Lieutenant
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, we all know the pellet gun's a weapon.
Correct.
Right. Is the bird a bird?
Correct.
And the guy shooting a bird is a human?
Correct.
And the birds don't have guns, right?
Correct.
Are the birds really heavy when they die?
Correct.
Wow. This guy was a strange order. His post-death screech. Was that his post-death screech?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. OJ didn't kill these birds, right?
Correct.
These 3 guys dying on death row tonight, they didn't kill him, right?
Correct.
I just want to see what's going on here. There he goes. So these birds are unable to see the King's Parade.
Correct.
Just want to get the story straight.
Correct.
Lieutenant Perea says this is no misdemeanor with a slap on the wrist either. If you're caught killing a peacock and using a weapon to do so, you could spend up to 3 years in jail.
Wow. You're looking at 150 years for 50 peacocks?
Correct.
Are you kidding me? Wow. That's a hell of a long time, considering, some like rapists get 3 or 4 years.
And what kind of street cred do you have when you walk into jail and they're like, "What'd you do, man?"
Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, wait a minute, are you the guy that is killing peacocks?"
Correct.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, you gotta stay away from that lunatic.
You could spend up to 3 years in jail. Now that's 3 years for each bird you killed.
Wow. What a penalty. There's 3 years.
Correct.
All right. Very good. Tim Conway Jr. live on Kfi Am 640. More stimulating talk.
I'm Aaron Bender in the KFI newsroom. Coming up at 9 o'clock. 3 executions planned in the next 24 hours. Florida, Georgia, Missouri. David Cruz says some people in the South Bay are upset about what a new car rental company is doing. Traffic from the helpful SoCal Honda Traffic Center.
Lebec has a cone zone. It's on the 5 southbound from Fraser Mountain Park to Smoky Bear Road with 2 lanes, the 2 right lanes off limits until 5 in the morning. Slow and go traffic in Pasadena, 210 eastbound from Sierra Madre approaching Baldwin Avenue. It looks like Caltrans is setting up shop there. And in La Crescenta, the 210 westbound from Pennsylvania to Wheatland, 2 left lanes are off limits here until 5 a.m. In Sherman Oaks, the 405 south from the 101 to Mulholland. Watch for that right lane off limits while Caltrans is working. KFI Traffic is brought to KFI Traffic is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. I'm Angel Martinez.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk. Tim Conway Jr. here. And the emails are rolling in.
From at Callie Chanel on Twitter. If anyone can make dying peacocks hilarious, it's Conway Show. Yeah, thump.
Yeah, here's here's one that counters that. Who's your lawyer? Steve and Colton. All right, well, can you do? But it's just I don't know. We just found it funny. All right, it's the noise, the sound of the peacock. Feel bad that they're getting knocked off, but 50% of the neighbors hate them. So
that's a whole lot of people.
That is a whole lot of people. I guess they're wreaking havoc on the roofs, on the fences, and they get loud, stinky. I don't know what they are, but they're out of control. How do you get a peacock population though? What do you start with? A guy who has 20 of them in the backyard, and they get out during an earthquake.
Can you tell me?
Can you tell me what those peacocks have done? Can you tell me?
Can you tell me?
Can you tell me about those peacocks? What's going on with those peacocks?
He's got AIDS.
No, I don't. These peacocks.